Hi, happy Mental Health Awareness Week, a really important week, and I feel like I should talk about this a little bit. Um, and in doing so, I'm going to answer a couple questions that you guys have asked me prematurely, because that's the way it goes. And those two questions are: do you have a mental illness, and any advice on how to deal with depression? So, first of all, I do have a mental illness. It is called emotional dysregulation disorder. It means that I can't deal with my emotions very well. You know, when something really bad happens, no, not when something really bad happens, when something a little bit bad happens, I'm like, oh my god, the whole world fucking sucks. And, I don't deserve to be alive, and everybody hates me, and I should die. But then, as soon as something a little bit good happens, I'm like, oh, yeet, gotta dance to Trojans on repeat for hours and make a ton of new friends. But it makes like getting criticism really hard. Like the amount of times that I've cried on my photography teacher is incredibly embarrassing. But it was harder when I didn't understand it, and now that I do understand it, I can work around it a little bit more. Um, Also, sorry, my parents are having band practice. You can hear that, but I don't suppose it's going to be too much of a problem. Um, anyway, so that is my mental illness, and it's been a long road, but we're here now, and I am good. And that leads me on to the next one: how to deal with depression. And there is no one right answer for this. I am not going to say one magical thing which will mean that everybody in the world with depression is cured, because that is impossible, because we all deal with things differently, and we all see things differently, and we process emotions differently, and depression is really fucking hard to understand. So I am just going to say what helps me deal with it. And so when I was really, 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 really sad, what mostly helps me is, talking to people. And it doesn't have to be saying, hey shit, I'm sad, and then being like, oh, but you're an amazing person and we're all here and we love and support you. Because, like, that's great, and I love hearing that I'm loved and supported. That is amazing. But often that doesn't really cure it, because when you are sick and when you have depression or some other form of mental illness, no matter what people say to you, you will always think that they're lying to you, because that's just kind of how it goes. So it goes for when you're trying to support someone, you can believe that they are everything and that they deserve like all the love in the world, and they need all the good fortune, but because mental illness is such a horrible, horrible thing, nothing you can say would make them believe that. So, what I did that would make me feel better and calm me down would be, since something always triggers it for me, it'll be something like someone chewing too loud, or stupidly not getting what I want, or someone saying something that makes me feel like they hate me. Just talking to someone about it, like ranting about it, maybe calling them on the phone or just writing a really long paragraph. Like, it really helps to sort out what I'm feeling, and knowing that someone wants to listen. Having someone tell me, this is valid and this isn't a stupid thing to feel bad about. And I am here to listen to you, and just ranting about it and getting it the fuck out usually takes care of it for me. But of course that isn't going to help everyone, because even a lot of the time talking about it can make it worse. So I mean, even getting distracted by someone, or just watching some TV might help it out a bit. But on a larger scale, what helped me get happier and less shitty on the inside was making a really great group of friends. And this is only the first part. There is a second part, and having great friends does not solve everything. But once I had made this incredible group of friends who I loved and wanted to support and did support, and had these people who wanted to support me and wanted to understand and talk to me and help. It felt so good knowing that, someone cared and wanted to be there. So I met these friends who had the same interests as me and cared about the same things as me, and it was amazing and life-changing. And knowing that I have this support system is incredible, but of course that isn't going to solve everything. So the thing that really hit it home and, made me so much happier was losing them. It was losing this group of friends that I thought was everything to me and making another one and then making another one. And that sounds really stupid, but people will always be transient. And it is rare that you'll have one person who stays with you throughout your whole life. I'm lucky that I have Rachel and that I have a mom that loves me and a dad and my amazing brother and the rest of my family. But, not everybody has an incredible family environment. And you won't get, those 3 best friends from middle school who stay with you throughout your whole life. You might not even get one, because people change and people grow and people develop. And you develop at different rates and in different ways to other people. So growing and changing in a different way to someone isn't a bad thing, and it isn't something to try to cover up or, get over, because you may have had this amazing connection with someone when you met them, and you may have agreed on everything, but you may have been through different life experiences that make you so different that you just aren't right anymore. And that's not a bad thing, because that's kind of just the way people are. So realizing that the only person that is always going to be there for me, guaranteed, is myself, was so important. And it led me to, spending a lot of time developing who I wanted to be. Quick re-record of that end bit because I said some dumb shit. I ranted for about 4 minutes about shit that I don't believe in. So, what I was gonna say is that I spent time thinking about why I didn't want to be my own friend. So why do I hate myself so much that I don't want to inflict my friendship on other people? And I was like, it's because I treat people like shit. It's because I think that I am fat and ugly. It's because I think I'm irritating to talk to. And of course, a lot of these things I'm still self-conscious about, but what I did was I took these things and I was like, hey, shit, I don't actually need to be like that anymore. So I stopped being so horrible to the people that I cared about. I started realizing that being fat and ugly aren't real things to be. I mean, of course, you can be fat, but it's not a bad thing, because body types are different for many, many different reasons. And someone being larger than someone else does not immediately make them obese or uglier. I know, I am not less beautiful because I'm not wearing makeup or fucking flies, whatever. So I went on this big journey of self-discovery, and it took a fucking long time to get to where I am right now. But I'm finally at a point where I actually like who I am as a human being most of the time. And so that encompassed years, maybe 2 from the point where I realized, hey, this is a problem, to now. And that involved a lot of social media and a lot of my friends and a lot of reinventing myself and needing other people to be able to accept that, which was amazing to have. It was amazing to have this place where people would just, oh my god, adapt to me changing as a human being. Oh, I don't know why I didn't think that was possible, but it is completely possible, and it was amazing. And so I'm now at a point in my life where I feel good about posting photos of myself, and I feel good about talking about that. And a lot of the time I will get thoughts like, oh my god, everyone's gonna think you're self-obsessed, or oh my god, everyone's gonna be like, oh, Aurelia so far up her own ass. Oh, she's, just a massive self-obsessed dick, or whatever. But I am not self-obsessed. I don't think that I am better than anyone else. And I do not live scrolling through photos of myself being like, oh, that one's good, this one's even better. I don't know what people think being self-obsessed involves, but there is a fine line between being self-obsessed and being self-centered, or whatever people say. But I don't believe that loving yourself is crossing that. And I don't like the way that society has conditioned us to feel guilty when we love ourselves, because that is what breeds mental illnesses and all number of other terrible, horrible things. Loving yourself is really hard. And when you get to a point where you find a way to do that safely, it's not something you should shit on. It doesn't matter if someone posts, 6 photos of themselves a day. It doesn't matter if someone doesn't post any photos of themselves. It doesn't matter if someone comes up to you and says, hey, does this look good on me? Or it doesn't matter if someone shows you a photo and asks, do my eyebrows look okay in this? Or whatever. I don't really know how to quite properly articulate it, but self-confidence comes in many different ways, and it is not something that you should shame people for. And realizing that is very important for me, because I love myself most of the time, because I am a combined effort of me and people around me, my wonderful, loving, supportive parents, my incredible brother who I would give my life for, and just all these people who've made me realize that living life is really important, even if it's fucking meaningless. That's another rant. So, quick piece for the end for those of you who have made it. The 18th of October is the anniversary of my suicide attempt, and I'm not ashamed to share this anymore, because it's not something to be ashamed of. Of course, I wish I hadn't done it, but also on another vein, I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad that I survived, because I would have missed so much. I would have missed listening to I'm tearing up. I would have missed listening to my brother playing music and writing songs and eating warm bagels. Bagels are so good. I would have missed patting my cat and hugging my mom. I would have missed stupid things that make being alive so great. And yeah, you get the point. But I am really, 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 really lucky for the life that I've been given. I'm still fucking crying. I'm really lucky for the life that I've been given, and for the people who are in it, and for the opportunities presented to me, and for every single fucking person watching this. And I feel like it just takes a little while to appreciate that, and a lot of shitty experiences. But I love every single friend I have made, and I'm really sorry to every single person I've hurt in this long journey, and I'm really sorry for crying. But that is it. Happy Mental Health Awareness Week. Stay awesome, and feel free to message me if you need to.